Now, this is a statement that Laura Owens made shortly after the June 10th, 2024 hearing to her Facebook followers on the Nobody Told Me podcast, where she compares the JFC cult, as she calls it, the Justice for Clayton followers. She compares us to Alex Jones. Let's look into it. So, the Nobody Told Me podcast statement from Laura. I've been through absolute hell and can't stay silent any longer. Last year, I filed a paternity case because I discovered I was pregnant after a one-night stand with my realtor, Clayton Eckhard, who was also the lead on season 26 of The Bachelor. Always got to add that in there. I suffered a miscarriage which was devastating and tried to dismiss the case last December, but Judge Mata of Maricopa County Superior Court refused to let me drop it. The case was dragged on since. On Tuesday, just hours after my attorney informed the court that we were filing a notice for change of judge for cause due to suspected judicial misconduct, Judge Mata ruled her father attended the trial, conversing with the Justice for Clayton cult, who had traveled from all over the country for the hearing and allegedly saying he was here for the shit show. We were planning to request a new judge due to this blatant conflict of interest. She avoided the scrutiny by quickly delivering her decision. Well, we now know that's not true because there was nothing wrong with her decision, said to the people that you appealed to ask for a new judge and a new trial. They said, nope, nothing to see here. The rushed ruling was nearly entirely in Clayton's favor, despite 99.9% certainty from a top OBGYN who testified in multiple positive tests. He was not your OBGYN, and they were not fully pregnancy tests. They were just HCG tests, but you had nothing else to confirm it. Judge Mata ruled that I was not pregnant, believing a mere 0.1% doubt over solid medical evidence, both blood and urine, which she even acknowledged in her findings of fact. Hell, Clayton didn't even deny the results. Last June, he had invited me to his house to take a pregnancy test that he bought himself, and I took it in front of him. The test was positive, which he admits. He admits that you were positive for HCG. Yes, he does. And your blood test did not say that you were positive with a verifiable pregnancy. So, no, you did not have blood and urine to prove your case. That is a lie. Now Clayton claims I gaslit him into believing I was pregnant. Really? This after he admitted he'd say anything to make me have an abortion? Which you can hear for yourself in the deposition clips I shared in my Medium article. If that wasn't an option, he even told me that one of us would take 100% custody. Weird thing for a guy to say if he didn't believe our hookup had led to me becoming pregnant, right? He is willing to say anything to you to get you to go away. Clayton is now claiming that I have done this to 4 men. Yes, I have been pregnant before and had 2 miscarriages and 2 abortions, but I have restraining orders against 3 of these exes. I have never faked being pregnant, and it was never been proven otherwise. Yes, it has. All online. And Judge Mata said, you lied. The pregnancies were confirmed by doctors to these men. Really? Because none of these men were present when any of this stuff was confirmed. So what doctors? Because nobody's heard from any of them. However, these men who have clear vendettas against me because of the impact of the restraining orders on their lives have all banded together in a smear campaign against me. No, it's not a smear campaign. It's a court case. Clearly, the smear campaign has worked. The court appeared to be swayed by Clayton's minor celebrity status and punished me hard. Nobody cares about Clayton's celebrity status. He could have been plain Joe, average Joe on the side of the road, and you still would be treated like garbage for doing this to him. Judge Mata took the extreme step of referring me to the county attorney. This sets a dangerous precedent. No, it does not. Although I had a miscarriage, it is similar to situations where women file paternity suits and are later found to be mistaken about who the father is. No, because if there was to be fetal DNA found, it wouldn't have been an issue. But you took 3 tests. 2 of them said little to no fetal DNA. And one of them, I almost think you took after you knew you weren't pregnant anymore, after your mom doc appointment. I could be wrong, but it was really close in time to that. So no, it's not the same. People can be mistaken about being who the father is. That was what the court case is there to find out if the paternity is correct or not. But they were in fact pregnant. Or if they had a miscarriage, they have paperwork showing that you were pregnant up into a certain point. You had none of that. In Maricopa County, about 25% of paternity cases each year confirm that the alleged father is not the biological parent. Yeah, 'cause a bunch of women's out here being hoes. Men, protect yourselves. Are all these women now frauds? No, because they were actually pregnant. Should they face sanctions and be referred to the county attorney just because they were wrong? That's not why you were referred. Clayton has utilized this situation to extend his 15 minutes of fame, doing an interview this week with People and recently appearing on the Charlie Kirk Show, a controversial platform known for its polarizing views. After Clayton explained his version of why I took him to court in the first place, controversial Turning Point USA founder Charlie Kirk said, "There's an attack on men in this country, white men especially." No, I don't know anything about white men. I think it's just men in general, since this Me Too bullcrap. I'm not saying there wasn't victims that came out of it, but there was a whole slew of people that were like, they'll just believe us if we say things. The absolute hell I have been going through because of the Justice for Clayton group and their influence on the case, and apparently the judge's father, is unimaginable. We don't have influence on the case. We are just looking at the evidence that has been presented. And most of it has been presented by you, actually. So that's funny that you are mad at people looking at your evidence that you have put out there to try to verify your story. This is not just a group of supporters. It's a cult akin to Alex Jones followers and the January 6th insurrectionists. Ma'am. Ma'am. Excuse me there. Are you out of your effing mind? None of us. Okay, I won't say none of us. Maybe there are some people that are a part of that Alex Jones followers and agree with the January 6th insurrectionists. but to compare us to people who support lies about the Sandy Hook shooting and that we are conspiracy theorists and follow that. This is not a conspiracy. This is based on hard, cold facts. We are not people that like to spread violence. We are not bigoted, and we do not have those kind of views. Like, we don't go for that. We wish you well and for you to get help. We're not here to harass. We're here to speak the truth because you clearly don't know how. They hate me and have done everything possible to ruin my relationships with my family, friends, clients, and my businesses. Who are these clients you talk about? Because I don't think anybody knows who your clients are. We don't have a client list. I'm sure they have reached out to many of you, spreading their lies and trying to turn you against me. We don't need to reach out to those people. Like, they can see it for themselves. If it's worked, then please feel free to unfriend me. I want nothing to do with anyone who believes a word they say. We are obviously appealing this decision, and my attorney is very confident it will be overturned. Well, your attorney is lying to you. But two liars go together, I guess. I've endured a miscarriage, harassment, false accusations, and deeply flawed judicial process, but I'm done hiding. I have done nothing wrong. Yes, you have. And you continue to do things wrong. One good thing came out of this mess. Judge Mata upheld my order of protection against Clayton despite his efforts to get it overturned. The only reason she upheld that was because she didn't have the authority to overturn it. Because if she did, she would have overturned it. So don't think you have one up on that. It would have been overturned and should be overturned. But you don't mention in here that he has an order against harassment against you, do you? Yeah, you fail to mention he gets one against you. Because you're cray-cray. And she says you can read more in my Medium article. And I don't usually read her Medium articles. We did just cover one because that was offensive beyond belief. And if you haven't seen that video about her claiming that autism explains everything, but does she admit to anything? No. She buckles down and tells the story again, but claiming autism is what makes her behave a certain way. Nobody's buying it. But I just had this in my queue and I had seen the Alex Jones line and I was like, I have got to cover this. Stay tuned for more videos.